Alright, so today's video is going to be a review on Thor, the original Thor movie, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, the plot for Thor, I gave an 8.3. I think this movie does a pretty good job of building up the drama between Odin, Thor, and Loki. I feel like the on-Earth stuff with Jane Foster and Eric Selvig and Darcy, I feel like that's a little boring. It's a little, oh my god, man fell from space, oh my god. It's like they turn it into, like, I don't want to say ET, but it's one of like those mystical, oh, who is this magical being things, and that's a little boring. I wish we would have spent more time on Asgard, I think. But yeah, I give it an 8.3 for the plot. I feel like this movie, the pacing of it is a little weird. I feel like there were times where I kind of just wish we could have gotten through stuff. But yeah, the dialogue, 7.3. I feel like this movie did a lot of explaining. It did a lot of exposition, just straight up, just talking through what's going on, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not a fan of that, and I'm gonna dock you points if you do that. So yeah, talking directly about the plot in a way that has no complexity to it at all, yeah, not a good thing for your dialogue rating. Outside of that, it's just generic action movie gibberish. This movie, I will say a couple nice things about the dialogue before I completely hate on it. When they're on Asgard, the dialogue between Thor, Loki, and Odin is really good. Wish we would have spent more time there, but I'm not sure they had the budget. I feel like they were like, we can't do a full-on Thor movie. What if he came to Earth? And it's like, you don't. Maybe they were doing it for the audiences at the time, but you can easily do a Thor movie without him coming to Earth. I think Ragnarok's a perfect example. Actually, now that I'm realizing it, why is Thor saving Earth so often? He's like a cosmic being. I mean, not like a fully cosmic being, but you get the idea. He's in space, and I don't know. That's just the whole, you know, thing where superheroes are always going to save Earth, even if they're aliens. Guardians of the Galaxy don't really do that, but anyway, I gotta move on. Acting, I gave it an 8. I feel like I feel like in this movie, Natalie Portman and Tom Hiddleston and Anthony Hopkins heavily carry, and then you have the second group of people, which is Chris Hemsworth and Stellan Skarsgård and what's her name? Girl who plays Darcy. It's like Cat something, isn't it? Anyway, shout out to Darcy. Um, But anyway, let's move on because the acting in this movie is it's eh. It's like, all right, that's not horrible is the way I'd put it. All right, I'm not totally out of the movie. But anyway, on to cinematography. I gave it an 8.1. Again, I think with this movie, it doesn't outside of Asgard, it doesn't try and do much with its visuals, and that's really the part that I think weighs this down. Again, I'm starting to realize talking about this review, they should have just spent the whole damn movie on Asgard. Yeah. Yeah, the Earth part of the movie sucks. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, which is a lot of the movie, by the way, but anyway. Um yeah, on to the soundtrack. Soundtrack I gave it an 8.2. Again, it's semi-forgettable. I feel like it fits the tone. That's why I gave it an 8.2. It fits the tone, which I mean, you would hope, right? You would hope if you had somebody make an entire soundtrack for an entire movie that it would fit the tone of the movie. But again, I think this is just like you get the 7.5 because it is a bass soundtrack, and then you get a little bit because it fits the tone. And where that ends up is an 8.2. And then we will move on to the bonus ratings real quick, and then the total rating, and then we'll end the review here. All right, so for comedy, I gave it a 7.6. It's barely above average. It's like barely, like it's just the again joke, and I think there's some other jokes, but like joking about Thor being an alien and all that shit like that. Like it's eh. The world building an 8.2. I do feel like establishing the connection between Asgard and Earth is a big deal. Establishing the Bifrost, establishing Jotunheim, establishing Loki, Thor, Odin, Jane Foster, and Eric Selvig, who ends up playing a role in the Avengers. I feel like all those are decent as far as world building goes. The characters, I give it an 8. Honestly, again, heavily held up by the Asgard side of this, by Thor, Loki, and Odin. The Earth characters are not as interesting. Yeah, also Phil Coulson and Hawkeye are in this movie, which is like semi interesting, but I don't know. Anyway, the total rating for Thor is a 7.7. This is slightly better than Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 is just like a bad movie as far as the plot goes. Like it's just it's like, why am I watching this? At least Thor, you understand the premise of the movie. You understand the journey that you're on. But yeah, massive dip as far as the dialogue rating compared to the Iron Man movies. But yeah, anyway, that is the review for Thor. Let me know what you guys think about Thor in the comments. Let me know what you think about my review in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace.